My husband invited me to his company's holiday party. I was excited. I hadn't been to one of his work events in years. Then he introduced me to his business partner, Jessica. She shook my hand while wearing a necklace I'd never seen him buy. Later that night, I checked our credit card statement. He'd bought that necklace for $3,000. But here's the thing, I'm a divorce attorney. And I'd been suspicious for months. I'm 36, married to Brandon for 11 years. We have one daughter, age 8. Brandon runs a commercial real estate company. I'm a family law attorney specializing in divorce. Yes, the irony is not lost on me. For the past year, Brandon had been distant. Working late constantly. New clothes. New cologne. Going to the gym obsessively. He said he was stressed about a big project and wanted to look professional for important clients. I see this pattern every day in my office. I know the signs. But I didn't want to believe my husband was one of those men. The men whose wives sit across from me, crying, asking how they missed it. But I'm not most wives. I'm a divorce attorney. So instead of confronting him, I started documenting. Quietly. I took photos of receipts I found. Noted the times he said he'd be home versus when he actually arrived. Checked credit card statements. I even consulted with 3 other divorce attorneys in town so Brandon couldn't hire them, conflict of interest. Then came the company holiday party invitation. You should come this year, Brandon said casually over breakfast. It'll be fun. You haven't been in a while. I hadn't been to his company events in 3 years. He always said they were boring, mostly clients and business talk, not worth my time. Now suddenly he wanted me there? I'd love to, I said, smiling. The party was at an upscale hotel downtown. Brandon was nervous the entire drive there. Kept adjusting his tie, checking his phone. I made small talk, acting oblivious. We walked into the ballroom and Brandon immediately tensed up. I followed his gaze to a woman across the room, late 20s, blonde, stunning red dress. She saw him and her face went pale. Let me introduce you to some people, Brandon said quickly, steering me in the opposite direction. We made the rounds. His business partner, Tom. Various employees I'd met before. Everyone seemed awkward around us, like they knew something I didn't. Which they probably did. Then Brandon's assistant, Michelle, came up. Brandon, Jessica is looking for you. Something about the Morrison deal. Brandon's face went red. I'll catch up with her later. Who's Jessica? I asked innocently. Business partner. New addition to the team. Works on the commercial developments. I'd love to meet her. She's probably busy. Brandon, I'd love to meet your business partner. You've been working so much lately. I want to know who's taking up all your time. He couldn't refuse without making it obvious. Sure. Yeah, let me find her. We walked over to the woman in the red dress. Up close, I could see she was younger than I thought, maybe 27. And she looked terrified. Jessica, this is my wife, Sarah, Brandon said, his voice strangled. Sarah, this is Jessica Chin, my business partner. I extended my hand. She shook it, her hand cold and trembling. That's when I noticed the necklace, a delicate gold pendant with diamonds. Expensive. I'd never seen Brandon give me anything like that. It's so nice to finally meet you, I said warmly. Brandon talks about work constantly, but I don't think he's ever mentioned you. How long have you been partners? About 8 months, she said quietly. 8 months. And this is the first I'm hearing about you. Brandon, why haven't you mentioned Jessica? Brandon was sweating visibly now. It's been so busy with the projects. That's a beautiful necklace, I said to Jessica. Where did you get it? Her hand went to it instinctively. It was a gift. From someone special? She glanced at Brandon. Just for a second. But I saw it. Yes, she said finally. How wonderful. Well, I'll let you two talk business. Brandon, I'm going to the bar. Nice meeting you, Jessica. I walked away calmly, went to the bathroom, and pulled up our credit card statements on my phone. There it was. Tiffany and Company, $3,247. 3 weeks ago. The same day Brandon said he was working late. I went back to the party and played the perfect wife. Smiled. Laughed. Chatted with Brandon's colleagues. All while watching him and Jessica carefully avoid each other all night. But I caught the looks. The way she watched him from across the room. The way he checked where she was every few minutes. The way Tom, his actual business partner, kept giving Brandon warning looks. At one point, I overheard 2 of the younger employees talking by the bar. I can't believe he brought his wife. What was he thinking? Tom told him not to. Said it was a terrible idea. Does she know about Jessica? If she doesn't, she's about to. I filed that information away and kept playing dumb. On the drive home, Brandon was silent. I let the silence stretch until finally I said, Jessica seems nice. Yeah, she's good at her job. Is she though? Because Tom mentioned he's your business partner. Is Jessica also a partner? How many partners do you have? It's complicated. Different kind of partnership. Complicated how? Can we not do this tonight? Do what? I'm just asking about your business. We got home. Paid the babysitter. I went upstairs to check on our daughter, kissed her sleeping head, and felt rage building in my chest. He was jeopardizing our family for someone he introduced as a business partner. When I came back downstairs, Brandon was pouring himself a drink. A big one. "We need to talk," I said. "I'm tired." "Sit down, Brandon." Something in my voice made him obey. I pulled out my phone and opened the credit card statement. Tiffany's. $3,247. 3 weeks ago. "Want to tell me about that?" "I can explain." "Is that the necklace Jessica was wearing tonight?" Silence. "Brandon, is that the necklace your business partner was wearing tonight?" "Yes," he whispered. "How long have you been sleeping with her?" We're not. Don't lie to me. I'm a divorce attorney, remember? I see this every single day. I know exactly what this is." He broke down. Started crying. 8 months. It started 8 months ago. I didn't mean for it to happen. You didn't mean to buy her a $3,000 necklace? You didn't mean to bring me to a party where everyone apparently knows about your affair? You didn't mean to introduce your mistress to your wife? I panicked. Tom said I needed to invite you this year or people would talk. I thought if I introduced you too, it would seem normal. Like nothing was going on. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And I've heard a lot of stupid things in my career. I pulled out a folder from my bag. He looked at it in confusion. "What's that?" "Divorce papers. I've been documenting your affair for 3 months. The late nights. The unexplained expenses. The hotel stays when you said you were at conferences. I hired a PI. I have photos, Brandon, of you and Jessica. At restaurants. At her apartment. At hotels. Everything." His face went white. "When how?" "I'm a divorce attorney. Did you really think I wouldn't notice? That I wouldn't protect myself?" Brandon tried everything. Begging. Crying. Promising to end it. Blaming stress and midlife crisis. I'd heard it all before from countless cheating husbands in my office. "I've already filed," I said. "You'll be served officially on Monday. I've also consulted with the 3 best divorce attorneys in town, so you can't hire them, conflict of interest. And I've documented everything. The affair, the expenses, the lies. In our state, adultery affects asset division. You planned this. I protected myself and our daughter. That's what I'm supposed to do." He moved out that weekend. Went to stay with his brother after Jessica apparently refused to let him stay with her. Turns out she didn't know he was planning to bring his wife to the party either. She thought he was separated, slowly working toward divorce. When she found out he was still very much married and living at home, she ended it immediately. Called me, actually, to apologize. Said Brandon had told her we'd been separated for over a year, that the divorce was imminent, that I knew about her. "I never would have gotten involved if I'd known the truth," she said, crying on the phone. "I'm so sorry." "He lied to both of us," I said. "You're not the villain here." "He is." The divorce took 6 months. Brandon fought me initially, then his attorney, a younger, less experienced lawyer since all the good ones had conflicts, told him he had no chance with the evidence I had. I got primary custody, the house, 70% of assets, and child support. Brandon got every other weekend with our daughter and a massive legal bill. Jessica left the company. Last I heard, she's working for a different firm across town. Brandon's business has struggled since Tom dissolved their partnership after the affair became public knowledge. It's been a year since that holiday party. My daughter is doing well, therapy helped her adjust. I told her an age-appropriate version, that daddy made choices that meant our family needed to change. As for me, I'm good. Better than good, actually. I have my career, my daughter, my house, my life. I've been on a few dates. Nothing serious, but it's nice to know I'm ready to trust someone new. Eventually. Brandon texted me last month. "I'm sorry for everything. I was an idiot. Is there any chance?" I didn't respond. Just screenshot the message and send it to my attorney. Documentation, always. The irony is not lost on me that I spent years helping other women through their husbands' affairs, never thinking I'd be one of them. But I was prepared. I knew exactly what to do, how to protect myself, how to come out stronger. That woman who shook Jessica's hand at that party, who smiled while wearing a wire of rage, she knew exactly what she was doing. And she won. The audacity of this man introducing his mistress to his wife at a company party. But he didn't know who he was dealing with. What would you have done in this situation? Let me know in the comments. If this story satisfied your justice craving, smash that like button and subscribe for more Reddit revenge stories. And remember, never underestimate a woman who knows her worth. Thanks for watching.